10 second, 5 second, start. We have heard the learned counsel for the respective parties at length. We have gone through and considered in detail the judgment and order of acquittal passed by the learned trial court as well as the impugned judgment and order passed by the High Court reversing the acquittal and convicting the accused to satisfy ourselves whether in the facts and circumstances of the case the High Court is justified in reversing the judgment and order of acquittal passed by the learned trial court and consequently convicting the accused. We are conscious of the fact that this is a case of reversal of acquittal by the High Court. Therefore, the first and foremost thing which is required to be considered is whether in the facts and circumstances of the case the High Court is justified in interfering with the order of acquittal passed by the learned trial court. It is further observed after following the decision of this court in the case of Kuldeep Singh versus Commissioner of Police 1999 to CC 10 that if a decision is arrived at on the basis of no evidence or thoroughly unreliable evidence and no reasonable person would act upon it, the order would be preserved. But if there is some evidence on record which is acceptable and which could be relied upon, the conclusions would not be treated as preserved and the findings would not be interfered with. In the decision of this court in the case of Vijay Mohan Singh versus State of Karnataka 2019 5 SCC 436, this court again had an occasion to consider the scope of section 378 CRPC and the interference by the High Court in an appeal against acquittal in the case of K. Gopal Reddy versus State of Andhra Pradesh 1979 1 SCC 355. This court has observed that where the acquittal court allows itself to be beset with fanciful doubts, rejects credit-worthy evidence for slender reasons and takes a view of the evidence which is but barely possible, it is the obvious duty of the High Court to interfere in the interest of justice, lest the administration of justice be brought to ridicule. Applying the law laid down by this court in this aforesaid decisions to the facts of the case on hand, it is to be considered whether in the facts and circumstances of the case the High Court is justified in interfering with the order of acquittal passed by the learned trial court. Each and every aforesaid ground has been elaborately dealt with by the High Court, and on reappreciation of the entire evidence on record, the High Court has specifically come to the conclusion that the findings recorded by the learned trial court are preserved, and thereafter the High Court has interfered with the judgment and order of acquittal passed by the learned trial court. So far as the submission on behalf of the accused that no motive has been established and proved is concerned, the High Court has elaborately dealt with the same. The High Court has rightly observed that when there is a direct evidence in the form of eyewitnesses and the eyewitnesses are trustworthy and reliable, absence of motive is insignificant. In the present case, in the 313 statement itself, the appellant original accused number 4 has also stated that there was an enmity. Therefore, even according to the accused, also there was an enmity. On another ground given by the learned trial court while acquitting the accused was that no independent witness has been examined. The High Court has rightly observed that where there are clinching evidence of eyewitnesses, mere non-examination of some of the witnesses, independent witnesses, or in absence of examination of any independent witnesses would not be fatal to the case of the prosecution.